Hello everybody, how are you today? It's Sharon here from the blog I Restore Stuff, and I love to upcycle furniture and home decor, and I also love working with the lovely Essential Stencil company who I am ready to show you some of their brand new transfers if you haven't seen those already. And if you are tuning into the replay of this live, don't forget to comment the word replay and you have a chance to win something from Essential Stencil within the 24 hours after the replay finishes. So let's see who's watching today. Let me know you're here. Hi Tracy, Gloria, Martha, Linda is watching, Mary from Kansas. I'm from Australia, if you didn't know that already. And I'm just going to open my live here so I can see some more comments. Hi Renee, how are you? Watching from Michigan. And Sylvia, Mary's here, Dawn's here, Judy's here. I see so many familiar names, you know, I'm just really getting to know some of the people that pop on here, and we all do, us ambassadors, really appreciate each and every one of you coming on every week to hopefully learn, but also just enjoy the conversation, don't you? I mean, I just feel like we're family here in the chat, and you guys help each other out and ask questions and get tips and hints off each other. And some of you are also in the Stencil of the Month Club, which is amazing. I wanted to see who's well, you wouldn't have got it yet, maybe. I don't know. Do some of you have the Stencil of the Month Club for October yet? I know mine is being shipped, so some of you may have already received yours, but it is so cute. There was something on there. Let me just refer to my laptop here because I pulled up the Stencil of the Month Club to just remind myself what's on the designs. There was one that I thought was very cute, a sign that says leftovers are for quitters. Who knows someone who might use that at Thanksgiving time? Is there anyone who knows someone who's like, leftovers are for quitters, they're just going to eat everything, eating all the turkey? Another sign says here for the pie. So there's some really cute fall leaves and that kind of thing in the Stencil of the Month Club for October. You can go to stencilofthemonthclub.com and have a look at those new designs that are coming out. So if you haven't joined that already, don't forget to use my code I Restore Stuff, and you can get 50% off your very first month if you haven't joined already. Hi Mary, yes, I really enjoy the conversation and all that too. And the ideas, thank you. Yes, we try to come up with new things to do every week, which is kind of difficult sometimes. So you may see us repeating some techniques or some ideas, but there's so many new people joining all the time. In fact, if you are new here today, why don't you let me know in the comments that you've not seen one of our stenciling lives before, or you're brand new to Essential Stencils. Maybe you've just put in your very first order and you've not had a chance to even use them yet. Let us know that in the comments. I'd love to know. And of course, we always pick 3 lucky prize winners, well, Essential Stencil does, at the end of our live, so don't go anywhere, join in the conversation. We're going to be doing something with the new transfers today. If you remember last week, I used this one. I used a pumpkin for a pumpkin sign. Gorgeous new fall transfers, and they are already on the website. People have been pre-ordering them already. So get your pre-orders in, and the bundle is still available, guys. And this isn't the bundle, I've only got a sampling. So there's a bunch of different sets. I've got the link to that in the description of the live, and Essential Stencil will probably put it here in a minute too. But if you get the bundle, it's 15% off, like the whole bundle. Plus, if you use my code I Restore Stuff at the checkout, you get a further 10% off everything that you order. And you might get the bundle, you might get some stencils that we're using today, you might get some of the new fall stencils if you haven't seen those being demonstrated yet. There's some really cute fall stencil signs, lots of, these are mini icons. The ones that the stencil set I'm going to be mainly using today is this one called Thanksgiving. And I just thought of this fun idea last night when I was trying to figure out, so there's the Thanksgiving, it comes with a 6-pack, I'll show you those in a second. I was trying to figure out what I could use these boards for, clipboards, okay? So I've got a large one, and I just got these at our dollar store here in Australia, so you've probably got them over there in lots of different places, or Amazon or somewhere. Your local craft shop probably has them. Just a clipboard, and it has this little hanging, thing up here, a hanging hook that sort of drops down and picks up. Small one, large one. Thought, what can I stencil? What can I do with these? And so Yes, Mary, we should try that. She's asking, can you stencil over the transfers? That's something that I would like to try. In fact, we could try that today. So here's the large one. I thought I could make a menu board for Thanksgiving. I thought that would be a fun idea. So we're going to do something like that today. And let me just show you through some of the stencils in this particular set, which is called Thanksgiving 6-pack of mini 6x6 inch stencils. I'll use my black card that comes in between them all to show you. Grateful, thankful, blessed. We have gather together, cute sign there. Happy Turkey Day. Gobble, gobble, gobble. That could be a good one for a menu board, gobbling food. No, did your mother ever tell you don't gobble your food? We've got give thanks and a fun turkey. So let's see how many of those we can use today. I think that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yes, there's the one I was going to use. I was thinking, where's the one I was actually going to use? Okay, so on our board, I'll point you down here in a second, but just a reminder that if you do order anything from Essential Stencil, use my code IRestoreStuff to get you 10% off anytime you place an order, and that includes the transfers, the stencil brushes, everything. So here's our board. The first thing I want to do with the larger one, and I'll use this one for something slightly different, a bit of a decor kind of idea, is what I was going to do is just paint the board here sort of like a chalkboard so that you could write your menu, and then I want to put a decorative stencil up the top, probably this give thanks one right up in there, and then I want to put a transfer down along here, so using one of the brand new transfers. So that's the idea I've got. I'm using this colour charcoal chalk paint. It's just an Australian brand of chalk paint that I have here because I sell that here in Australia. Elizabeth says, can't wait to get your transfers and can't wait to see the next transfers. Yeah, so these are really fall themed transfers, and so yes, you'll have to wait and see what comes out next because you guys seem to be really loving them. All right, my idea for this part of this chalkboard, and I'm trying to do something a little bit artistic here, was to just do some painting across like this in a swoosh and not necessarily fill the whole board. So we're going to see how that turns out. I've got my hairdryer here to dry it quickly because in between we're hoping that it'll dry. So I'm just going to have some, you know, that swishing, I don't know if you can see the brush strokes happening off the end there. See how that turns out. But I'm trying to keep it smooth in the center of it because we don't want, you know, too many brush strokes for our chalkboard. Okay, so that's the idea I had for just kind of creating that chalkboard effect on here. And this is chalk paint, which is quite a porous paint, which is sort of, you know, why it's called that, but it also it's, you know, very matte finish, so it's good for using chalk on it. I've even used mineral paints as well, like fusion mineral paint for using for chalkboard. Look, I'll put this in just a wet cloth just in case I want to use that again so it doesn't dry out. I'm going to pop this aside. If it doesn't dry really super quickly while we're going on with our second project, I'll just use my hairdryer and dry that off in just a minute. Okay, so for this board, the other thing, this is an A5 size. I don't know if you have those sizes in the USA, but I just got it from one of these sketch pads, one of these little pieces of paper. And I thought it's a fun idea to just stencil these and then create a little sort of either a home decor or a little sign for your home that you can switch up and change around for the seasons. Okay, so it's got the little hook here, you can hook it up, you can add bows, ribbons, that kind of thing. So we're just going to do a couple of these type of on cardstock, that's what you call it. Yeah, it's a charcoal grey. Someone said it's a very pretty grey. Yes, you can use chalk on it, Gail. So chalk paint is perfect for using as chalkboard background. So let's see if you can see those in here. I think I need to move my camera across. Sorry guys, a little jiggle there. Okay, I'm going to use that for the larger board. Let's see what else we've got here for our... The other thing I was going to try was a turkey and create something fun with that and stencil on top of it. Okay, and then we've got, so what could I stencil on top of that? Happy Turkey Day is what I was going to put on top of it. So let's see if I would put it on directly on it. So I'm thinking of, paint the turkey and put the Happy Turkey Day on top. And then let's do a simple gather together. So having these kind of things that you can just easily change out is kind of like having a picture frame that you can just switch out the decor all the time. So because we've got a black background, I'm going to use some white paint. Actually, let's use some bright orange for the turkey, and then we can go over the turkey with our white paint. Let's see if that works out. Okay, so with our turkey, I'm going to use a larger stencil brush. Where's my paper that I was going to get to... Oh, Tori, would you mind? Actually, I might have to use this. I just need a piece of scrap paper or even a paper from the printer. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Here, I've got a egg carton. I will use anything, people. I will use cardboard boxes, anything. So this is my offloading tray today. Handy egg carton and orange paint, and I'm just using some Fusion mineral paint, which is actually quite thick and has been sitting on the shelf with hardly anything in it for some time. But this is the bright colour of this orange. I'll do a bright orange turkey. I'll pop my glasses back on so we can see. Linda said I put the word gobble above the turkey. Yeah, that's a great idea too. I was just going to give it an idea though, was to use it as a background and see how many, what kind of words I could fit on the turkey, but that is a great idea. I like that. So I could use some painter's tape, but I'm going to wing it and just I didn't even check if there's any edge pieces that are a bit too close to the edge of the paper, which would have been a good idea. Now I have to lift my hand off it. Let me just grab my painter's tape because I can feel that beginning to move. There we go. Now, as I said, this paint is quite thick. I should have probably just maybe wet the brush a bit and watered it down. I've already got some on there, but it doesn't matter. Okay, because this cardstock is quite thin, a lot of paint on it can make it warp a little bit, but it will dry and flatten out. Susan's asking, are these stencils part of the club that come automatically? These ones aren't, but the ones that you receive each month, there are, usually 3 large stencil size sets that come every month. So if you go to the stencilofthemonthclub.com, right there on the home page, they've got the latest designs for October that will be shipping probably now. I think they're already shipping. And so you'll see those Thanksgiving designs on there. There's a whole bunch of different signs and patterns and things. And then, of course, with the Stencil of the Month Club, there's an optional add-on feature that is a whole different stencil that you can add on and also include in the order. And it usually all coordinates together. You can make signs, using all the things together. All right, my turkey's looking a little bit dodgy, and it's because I've used very old drying out paint that I didn't check beforehand on its consistency. Who just said that? Denise says, hello, made it. I love it. Okay, I was just trying to even out the colour a bit here because it was a bit, oh, now my cardboard egg carton's all coming off. We're having a little disaster day today. Well, Well, that'll give it a good go for right now. So egg carton cardboard not working quite. It's leaving little gunky bits. I'm picking up the cardboard. There we go. Oh. All right, so this is going to be our turkey background. Oh dear, what a mess I've made. Hey Tori, I will need a piece of paper, please. Thank you. Okay, so that goes straight in the sink. We're going to leave that orange out now. Put it away. Probably even throw it out. Thank you. Cardboard not working. This is going to be my offloading paper. All right. I'm going to show you this, how it's drying already. If you've just joined us, I've just painted chalk paint on a board. What do you call this? A clipboard. And you can see that's drying already. So we're going to be working on that in just a minute. We're going to be doing some transfers and other fun things. And stay tuned because we have prize giveaways at the end of our live. Trying to read your comments at the same time. Yeah, the black background is quite pretty. Oh, if I get this wet, it's not really a very thick cardstock, so I'm trying not to get it wet. All right, let's do this one. Gather together. Alrighty. This is just a mineral paint. You can use any water-based acrylic paint to do your stenciling on lots of different surfaces. Wood surfaces is the one that I use the most. Now, this one's got quite thin writing. I'm just using one of our Essential Stencil brushes. They come in a pack of 4, so those are something you can also get from the Essential Stencil shop. So you can just go to essentialstencil.com, type in the word in the search bar, just type in brushes and you'll come up with the brushes. Excuse me. Had a bit of a cold, so I've got a tickle in my throat. Excuse me. All right, got my brush offloaded. And I'm using a bit of a swirly method. Who was that? Jennifer said this is your first time watching. Yay, welcome. So grateful to see you here. So I'm swirling with the brush. Because I've offloaded most of the paint on here, it's quite dry. There's not a lot of paint on the actual brush. You do not want a wet brush or it bleeds all underneath the stencil. So these are just little decor signs that you could change up, put a different one in the clipboard. You could change them up every week if you wanted to. It's that easy. And you could even stencil both sides of a card and change them around. So then you can change them for different seasons. It seems like this last part of the year, I know especially in the USA, you have so many different decor related seasons that you can change over. They seem to happen so quickly with your Halloween and then your fall and then your Christmas and all of the things. So someone said it's always so relaxing. Yes, glad you're feeling all relaxed as you watch and join in. Maybe some of you are crafting. If you're stenciling with me right now, let me know, what are you stenciling? Okay, just pop that off there. Oop. And there is our gather together sign. So here we go. Here's one idea. Pop it in the clipboard, just like that. Center it nicely. Oop, got a little bit of paint on the bottom there. But then you've made a cute little gather together sign, like that. All right, let's have a go at our turkey. And we'll also see how our chalkboard is drying. And grab my hairdryer here. to just finish off the drying process. And see if I can see some of your comments. Rhonda said you just did 2 fall porch signs. The porch signs are great, aren't they? So if you want to look at the great range of porch leaner signs that Essential Stencil has, just use those words to type in the search bar, porch or leaner porch signs, and you'll come up with all of the different lovely ones that they have. Okay, that looks really nice and dry. Ready for our next step for our large board here. Whoops, turned it up instead of off. Okay, let's see how we go with putting something on top of this turkey first. Give thanks, we could put that there. I'm thinking of white, so we'll have this same white brush that I've got here. Happy Turkey Day. And yes, someone suggested you could put gobble up here. That's cute idea too. I was going to stick it right across the center of it, and I just wanted to see if you could actually, if it would actually work having a stenciled word over a icon. So you could do this with some of the other icons also. That paper is, the cardstock is actually not very thick, it's quite thin, so that turkey's bubbling underneath there a little bit as I dried it off there because it was wet. Someone else finished a porch leaner today. Double-sided one, Elisa. Yeah, it's a great use of your porch boards to do them both sides. That's what I was thinking even with these, you know, you flip it over and do something on the other side. That orange paint, throw it out. Here we go. All right, so again, I've got most of the paint off the brush. Very little on it at all. I've got to hold this down fairly firmly though, because it is buckling underneath. And we may need to do 2 coats on this because the white is quite translucent, a little bit pale, not full coverage, but I'll lift it up and see how it looks first and then decide. Yeah, these clipboards, you know, they're such a cheap option to then just use for something like a dinner or a meal and put a menu on it. I'm gonna have to lift my fingers, hopefully it doesn't move very much. I didn't tape it down, and go. Okay. Oh, hopefully it's not too wiggly. You can always do another coat later on when that dries. All right, it's still turned out. So you just got to make sure your color, we've got the black in the background so that the white wording's got to stand out from the black background, but it also has to stand out apart from the color that you use here. So you've really got to use a color that's going to contrast to that white. And I think that did a good job of contrasting against that orange. So you could use, you know, a darker, a green color or a blue or something like that. So there you go. That's that idea for the smaller menu board. So, you know, easy enough just to switch it out and pop another Decor stencil in, and then use your little clip to hang it up. Hang it from somewhere that, or just even standing it, you know, smaller ones like this could stand on your tiered trays as well. So there's that one idea. Let's go on to our fun chalkboard now. And here it is, and I'm going to keep the white here because we will use that. Let's do one of our transfers first, shall we? Or maybe I'll give thanks. This is the stencil I wanted to use on the top here, just because it's quite, you know, it's just those words and there's gaps here and there. I probably could poke it under here just to lay it flat and hold it still at the same time. There we go. And then I want to leave space here to write, say, a dinner menu for Thanksgiving. While we're on that, what do you guys all have for Thanksgiving? Let us know what is your must on the menu. Does everyone have turkey for Thanksgiving? You know that we don't have Thanksgiving over here in Australia. I just wanted you to know that. Let me just let me just tell you, we don't have Thanksgiving here in Australia because we didn't have the Mayflower and the Pilgrims and the things that you're all celebrating over there. So, except we kind of do every now and then, my husband and I, because he comes from the USA. So we wanted to teach our kids about Thanksgiving. And so every November we try and remember Thanksgiving. But for us, because it's on a Thursday, it's actually a normal work day here in Australia. So, oh, Paula, you're here. There's my sister-in-law who is in the USA and says, come and eat with us. Of course, sister, you're going to make me cry because, of course, you know we can't travel right now. So anyway, but yeah, just wanted to share with you that fun fact. So I just would love to know, what do you guys all eat on Thanksgiving? Is it only turkey? Oh, Mary says my kids like ham better, so you cook ham. Yeah. See, and it's always a bit of a question then, what do you cook for Christmas meal? Is it the same as, do you have turkey for Christmas as well? Or then, because you've had turkey, you have ham, and I don't know. All right, I'm going to put this little stenciled sign up here. Once again, I'm going to dip my brush tips, just the very tips, in here, and then offload it onto here. This is the 1/2 inch brush. These are available on essentialstencil.com. Turkey pasta, Jude. Okay. Ham, Gianna says ham. Sweet potato casserole. Yes. Now, if my sister-in-law is still there, she makes the best sweet potato casserole. Oh, guys, that's just making me hungry for sweet potato casserole now. I do love that. And, you know, that's something that Australians have never really gotten into, is sweet potato casserole with all the sweet, sugary stuff on it. What else? I'm just trying to... Turkey dressing and pecan pie. Yes. Oh, guys, pecan pie. I don't think I ever tasted pecan pie until I went to the USA. And had it there. Just trying to catch up on... As I'm doing this, I'm also trying to read comments. Turkey, chicken and dressing, green bean casserole. Yes. Now that's yum with the bacon in it. Do you guys put the bacon bits in your green beans? I think that's how Marty's grandma used to make it, and his mum used to make it like that sometimes. Oh, guys, it's getting closer to lunchtime here, and I'm getting hungry just reading. Homemade cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie with whipped cream. Oh, $7 a pound for turkey now. Wow, that's actually pretty good. I don't know if that's a good thing or what for you guys, but yeah, sounds cheap to me in Australia anyway. All right, there it is, nice and crisp. Give thanks, nice and bright on top of that dark charcoal grey colour. This is going to be a chalkboard, a menu board, so you can put your, what are we going to have on here? Turkey, sweet potato casserole, green beans, mashed potato. Mashed potato's got to be on there too. And then we'll have to make a little desserts. It's going to have to be tiny writing, but you get the idea. We're going to have a little thing here, menu here. But first I wanted to add on here our beautiful transfers. And someone was asking before, can you stencil over transfers? So we might have a go at trying that with one of the transfers. You could stencil on top of the pumpkin. I can try that to see if that would work. And I'm assuming it would work nicely because it is the mineral paint or whatever you use. The paint probably depends on the paint. So it might be a fairly, it is fairly matte surface when you take this glossy paper off and you have the actual transfer on there. Where's my scissors? I didn't grab my scissors. Lucky we've got the kitchen drawer right here and I can grab some. Okay, so what I want to add here is just some decorations for our Thanksgiving menu board, maybe a couple of these, and we can cut these out, guys. So unlike the stencils, some people cut their stencils, but I really don't like to because I can use them again and again, and I don't know, I just like to keep them all in one stencil to I don't know, it's easier to use for me, easier to find them. They would all get kind of mixed up. So these are cute. We could use those as a wreath, you know, up and down on something. I do like the colour of these ones though. So you can just cut around your transfer roughly because they've got, each transfer, if you haven't seen them, has this little piece of plastic. Can you see that? The plastic is the actual transfer is on the plastic. there. And well, this is a backing to the transfer. So the paper is the backing, the plastic has the transfer on it. So that's how we use them. I'll show you how we use them in just a minute. And don't forget, the transfers are ready for pre-order, so they are there on the website, essentialstencil.com. I actually put the link in our comments up there, so I'm going to put these either side of there. There's enough room for menu there. You'll get the idea anyway. And it doesn't matter that the transfer is coming off that chalky bit, because that's kind of how I liked it. Then we could add that nice big pumpkin there, or we can add, I don't know, I feel like I need a bit more on the bottom, but there may not be room for writing then. This could just be your dessert menu. Or the other idea is, and maybe some of you have thought of this already, you could actually literally make this a give thanks board and get people to write down what they're thankful for. You could change that every day for the month of November. What are you thankful for today? That would be a nice idea. That one looks a little bit big. Let's do this nice sort of flat round pumpkin. We'll just add that one to the bottom. And these are super easy to use. Does that look all right? We'll try that. I don't know. I feel like it needs something extra. Maybe we'll just do one of these. How about that? Maybe just one, the little pumpkin on top. Oh, guys, I don't know. Add a little branch. You can actually layer these, I think. We can try that. And add the pumpkin down the bottom. I might try that. All right. Yes, a thankful board. Meaningful. Yep. You could use that for each day leading up to Thanksgiving too, you know. All right, so these are super easy to use. Whoa, I've got my brush sitting out, drying out. We'll put it under the cloth in case I need to do another stencil. Here, this is what comes with your transfers, so that it's just a large paddle pop stick, but you could use a credit card, anything that's, you know, a rubbing stick kind of a thing. All we have to do is take the paper backing off and place the transfer down exactly where you want it. So there's the paper backing, here's the transfer, and you can place it in place, you can hold it down, or you can use some tape to hold it down if you're worried about it not being in the right place. It will kind of stick once you've got it there. So once you've got it in the right place, I'm just going to rub that gently with my fingers, and now I'm going to get exactly on where the stencil is with my little rubbing stick and see how quick we can get this on. Someone said use the pumpkin with the greens on it. Yeah, maybe I should. Where is that one? This one? I should have done that right there, shouldn't I? Just in the corner. Would have been perfect. Oh well, we're making our own little thing here, and I'm going to show you. See, I don't even know the answer to this question. So we're doing an experiment again today, as you do with Sharon here on her lives. It feels like. All right, so I'm just going to lift that up gently. Let's see how we go. See if we've got it all off. And as you can see it coming up, you'll be able to see if any is still attached to the plastic there. And if there is, you'll be able to see it right there clearly on the plastic. But so far, we're going great. I feel like, see that right there? It's still stuck. It's still not down properly. So we're going to have to rub that a little bit harder. Oh, still not on. You're going to make sure your surface is clean too, which this is freshly painted, so it should be fine to go. But oh, it's having a little bit of an issue sticking. Maybe I had something on the paint there. That is unusual. Yes. Oh, you know what? I think that the paint may have been too wet right there. Well, there's a lesson for me, because if you can see that, this is still not, it's not sticking right there to the paint, because I think my paint was still not dry enough. So, not sure what I'm going to do about that bit. but we may be able to cover it up with some of our other transfers that we're doing here. Let's see how we go this way. And again, that's kind of sticking there, and I don't want it to do that. Let's see if I can... Oh dear, guys. So don't do it with wet paint. I thought it was dry. Okay, so we do have some bits here that are not going to come off, so I will just leave them off. And I feel like it's something to do with that area there, because I can see clearly that that's the grey paint stuck onto the back of the transfer that has come away. So learning lessons here every day, as you do, and I will try the next one, which was going to be another one there. Let's try this guy. Now that one actually may not work because we've got dark leaves on dark grey. So there's that thought. We could just make one little pumpkin here, or let's just go over it with this guy. We could go completely over it, and that would just show you whether a transfer will stick to another transfer. It should. So once you've done your transfer, just kind of rub your fingers across the transfer, make sure it's all completely down. I'm just worried about that little area right there. Maybe it has something on it. If I had a bit of sandpaper or something, I might be able to see what was there. So let's see if we do have an issue with that sticking right there. And it's usually to do with the surface, not to do with the transfer. Okay, so we're peeling the backing off, going with this one. And I'm just going to lay it here. We've got that lovely leafy thing in the background, which is nice too. Pop it straight there, kind of hiding over some of them. Okay. Hoping for a better result this time. So yeah, probably a good idea to just check your surface after you've painted to make sure everything's completely dry there. Yeah, I do have the blow dryer to dry it better, and it actually feels dry. So unless there may have also, another reason could be that there was something greasy on the surface. So you should actually have a clean surface, but because I've just painted it, but also something on the surface of the brown can come through the paint. Yeah, not sure what that was. It's a bit odd. Okay, let's just have a little look. Last week, my one, obviously these, if you've tried them before, they just come straight up. The other thing that you can use, which I have had here before, is if you have a Cricut maker, one of these little rubby things. They are great for these surfaces also, so you can use that. But the stick does come with each one. Yeah, there we go. Looking great. And I've got some of it coming off onto the board where it's not painted, which is cute too. Just trying this again. Joseanne says, sometimes fingerprints will cause issues from oil on our skin. Use gloves for certain projects. That's a really great tip, really worth noting. And that is so true, because especially if you've just moisturized your hands in the morning and you don't really think about it throughout the day, but if you go to then, oops, there we go, that's that same area, isn't it? It seems like it's just something on the board there that's really odd. Okay. Ta-da! That one completely clean. See, no little things on it. This one, we just had an issue with the paint, and so these ones came off because the paint probably wasn't dry in that area, or there was something under the surface. But how cute does that look? Give thanks. So we talked about this before. This could be a thankful board, or it could be, you know, you could turn it into a menu for Thanksgiving lunch or something. All right, someone was just asking before, can you do the stencils, can you stencil over the transfers? So let's take a quick look at that. Let me see if I've got a card stock big enough for this idea. No, I wanted it to be this big. Oh yeah, there's one. That'll fit the pumpkin right there. So let's say you have a cardstock or you have a sign. We're going to have a look to see if we can stencil over our pumpkin. So I have to think of some words to put on it. Again, I've never tried this before, guys, so let's see just how it works out. I'm seeing here, you can see the paint strokes through the transfer, which is really sweet. Okay, and probably someone might have asked already, but do you have to seal that now? If you were going to seal it, I would seal it just around where the transfer is, because you want this to stay chalky for your chalk paint to draw on. Okay, yes, Rhonda says that would be cute on a cutting board for a decorative menu board. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're taking our backing off our pumpkin again. So these transfers, use my code IRestoreStuff, and you can get a further 10% off the special that's on just for the pre-orders. Is if you get the whole bundle, you get the whole bundle for $15. I mean, not $15, 15% off. Everyone runs to get those transfers. No, it's 15% off, guys. I said the wrong words. But you get a further 10% off if you use my code. Okay, I'm popping the transfer down there again, and we're going to put that really strongly on there. You can see that rubbing through. I'll show you this up close if you can't see it there already. See that darkened area? That's the black paper showing through. So these ones are quite sort of translucent a little bit, the transfers, and so you can kind of see the background coming through there. Isn't that interesting? So you want to make sure that if you're painting a background, so you could paint a white background and that pumpkin would stand out even more. Today we've got a black background, and just going around making sure the edges are really well stuck on with the transfer. And we're doing a pumpkin. Don't forget, for any of the stencils or even the transfers, 10% off using my code IRestoreStuff. Would love you to do that, and you get the discount. And again, if you order the entire bundle, you get 15% off on top of that 10%. So that's great savings right now while the pre-orders are on. And I think the pre-order's only till Friday. It's Thursday here. I keep thinking it's Thursday there, but it's Wednesday there for you guys. So another 2 days, and you can get that bundle deal. Okay, so you can hardly see the pumpkin against that black now because I've rubbed it all on. Let's see if we can just pull that off without any... Wow, no problem. Ta-da! Now again, I said before, the background matters, okay? So they're quite sort of transparent look, at least on this one anyway. And so you want to, if you want that pumpkin to stand out, I would use a white background. Our experiment right now is to see if we can stencil over that. So let's have a look at our mini stencils again here. We've got the give thanks. I could just do that one again because that one sort of fits a bit better right here. So let me just do that. And I think, because if you feel the surface, it's fairly shiny, so I'm a bit concerned that it may not stick. But if you did a chalk paint, I'd say you'd have a better chance, and the mineral paints. So some of those furniture paints that are made to really stick to slick surfaces. You could, if you wanted to, even rough up that surface slightly to just key the surface and give it the paint something better to grip onto. So this is for those who were asking, can you stencil over the transfers? We're about to find out. Oh, here we go. Got my white paint. And this is a mineral paint that I stock here in Australia, but you can use any other furniture paint, mineral paint, or chalk paint would be a good thing too. Chalk paint's really good at sticking to surfaces. So, all right, we're offloading the brush here again on my piece of paper, just to get rid of a lot of the paint that's in there. We're doing this over the top of the transfer, and the transfer is quite slick. So, yeah, someone said, Sharon, that's Kimberly, thank you. Kimberly says, thank you for trying new stuff for us. Well, it's always a bit nerve-wracking when you try something on a live for the first time that you've not done before. But anyway, I'm willing to give it a go. I'm here for you people. So far, so good. But you know, obviously, you're not going to tell until you dry, you know, let it dry and you know, see how it lasts. But obviously, if you're doing this on a surface that is, it's going to be well worn and used, I'd say you definitely want to seal it, and you'd probably want to seal this anyway. But I can feel that it wants to not resist the paint, but it just, you know, it's a little, yeah, no, that looks like great. So the time will tell. So check back with me and ask me in future lives how that's held up. But it's got to dry first, obviously. But it still sticks well and it looks great. And I think that if you wanted to try this, just try it on something like I've done. Try it on some cardstock or a piece of paper first. I know you probably don't want to waste your transfer though. You want to use your transfer because that's a one-off thing. Whereas stencils, you can practice and, you know, try different things each time. But I think that looks cute. Shame it didn't go the other way, and then I could put it on my board here. If you missed the beginning of our live, here's what we worked on. We have just a decor kind of board that you can change up for the seasons. We did a Happy Turkey Day sign, and I was just showing you how you just use a cardstock and then you can change it up and hang something else, or put it on your tiered tray for some decorating. And then it's got a little hanger on the top there. And we showed you how to, little note too, don't go anywhere. We're about to pick some prize winners, okay? So don't go anywhere. 3 lucky prize winners will win a prize. Okay, there's that one that we did to transfer, and the menu board idea for Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving menu, or as I suggested too, you could make it a give thanks board and literally put something new there each day that you're thankful for, or encourage your kids to do that, encourage the family to do that kind of thing. So I hope you enjoyed that today. This is pretty much dry, and I think, yeah, it's there to stay, but definitely I would seal that if you were working on a sign and wanting to stencil over the top of that. Yeah, we have reached good numbers today, guys. Thank you so much for sharing the live. If you do know anyone else who wants to watch something like this DIY project, please let them know. Excuse me. And we are looking for some prize winners now, so I will just pop this back up and say a big hello. See if I can read some more comments. Yay, thank you guys so much. There are some winners announced here, so let me see if I can see them on my board here. I have to go see more so I can see who you are. There we are. We've got Paula Hankins Fennell. Hey, sister, Missy and Sharon Wonderraven. Missy Scallon, Paula Fennell and Sharon. Yay, thank you guys and congratulations. Congratulations winners. You have got the details there of where to send your email and where to send your info to, so Essential Stencil can ship some lucky prizes to you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed that live today, and I will take some photos of this and I will pop them over in the Stencil of the Month Club. If you haven't joined the Stencil of the Month Club, you can get 50% off your first month if you use my code IRestoreStuff. And use that same code for anything, that the transfers on the essentialstencil.com site and all of the things. So enjoyed that today, enjoyed your company. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.